all. So, welcome to the live session of ActiFiber Care community. I am Arpita Giridhar, Dietitian. So, today I'll be discussing about the millets and its importance in diabetes management. So, all of us know that millets are one of the best source for diabetes. So, I'll discuss how it has importance in diabetics, then especially type 2 diabetes. So first let's talk about how it's manageable in type 2 diabetes. As we know, compared to other grains like rice and barley, everything, millets is priority because it's low in GI, that is glycemic index. Glycemic index एक पैरामीटर होता है जहाँ पे I'll be talking about the glycemic index of the millets. So millets have very low GI compared to your other grains. So that is one of the major priority where millets are used for diabetes. And apart from low GI, it has high fiber. So millets are very good source of high fiber. There are again many types of millets, so I'll be talking about other types one by one later. So millets have very high fiber, and for especially in diabetes patients, it keeps full for longer. Benefits of the millets again. So next let's talk about the GI of other food grains compared with the millets. So when I talk about the rice, brown rice, or other grains, we'll see how millets are good in GI and insulin sensitivity, etc. So millets basically they contain large amount of phytic acid. This you can see in ragi, that is your finger millet, where most of the diabetes patients consume this ragi, especially in South India. So once the patient get to know he or she is a type 2 or type 1 diabetes, so then they start consuming ragi because ragi is easily accessible again. So consuming ragi is for diabetes patient is one of the best source again. So ragi has high phytic acid levels. That is one of the component present in ragi. Because of high phytates, the absorption of carbohydrates in the bloodstream is gonna happen slowly in the body. So the sugar spike will also be the slow. So that is one of the main factor. Again, if you take ragi, that is your finger millet, it has 10 times more calcium than your corn and other brown rice, and 2 times more calcium than your milk and milk products. So ragi is one of the best nutritious millet for diabetic patients again. Apart from ragi, even foxtail millet can also lower your blood sugar levels. So millets have this GI somewhere between 40 to 50. When you see the GI chart of other grains and millets, so millets have GI somewhere between 40 to 50. So if I have to talk about the GI score again, foxtail has a very low GI. Foxtail is a type of millet which has lower GI between 50 to 60, and other millets like little, proso, and kodo millets have their glycemic index between 50 to 65. So that is about the glycemic index where the millet lies in your food chart, right? So next question is there any other nutrients in the millets that can contribute to the health of diabetic patients? So apart from this fiber, phytates, and calcium, whatever we have seen so far, so other nutrients that is present in millets are vitamins and minerals is present, and micronutrients like zinc, magnesium, calcium, iron again. So most of the patients I see 50 to 60 plus years are mostly iron deficient, especially in women's. They are deficient in B12, no matter if it's diabetic or non-diabetic. Most of the type 2 diabetes patients also have this deficiency like iron, calcium deficiency in old age people. Once the people turn 50 plus years, usually the calcium loss will be there, and even the iron loss happens in majority of the patients, no matter if he is diabetic or not. So in that case, the millets will give you maximum calcium also, and also the zinc, zinc is again very good for your immune system. So once you age, the immunity also drops. And also many patients keep asking me, so the major issue they faces with the millets is the body becomes heat after eating millets. Usually the temperature will not be optimum in most of the patients, so they keep complaining me like after consuming millet I don't feel really good. The diabetes patients, usually whenever we give diet chart telling that you have to consume millet for optimizing your blood sugar levels, they complain usually the body heat is there after eating the millet. So why this happens? Because it's a insoluble fiber. Millets have good amount of insoluble fiber, and also it is rich source of fiber, so overall the fiber is high in millets. So that's the reason you need to take a lot of water whenever you have millet in your breakfast, lunch or dinner, whatever it is. So it makes your stool bulk, so it has a lot of insoluble fiber. That's why the sugar spike is low in the millet. That's how your hydration is the key. Again, you need to drink lots of water when you consume millets and other food grains as well. So again, when I talk about the nutrition component, the brown top millet has good amount of fiber, again 16%, and zinc as well 66%, and kodo millet has good amount of iron, and finger millet again has good number of calcium, that is around 3000 milligrams. Next, we'll talk about the other benefits of millets, other health benefits of millets. So there are n number of research studies where it suggests us, apart from type 2 diabetes, millets will help you in number of ways. So that is, it can help you reduce the C-reactive protein. Okay, and compared to apart from C-reactive protein, it can also help you in reducing cholesterol levels, that is your triglycerides, LDL, etc. And it is high in fiber, so it is not good for IBS patients, usually the patients with irritable bowel syndrome, and the hospitalized patients, like critical care. We usually don't suggest millets, because millets is high in fiber. You need to do some exercise, because some critical care patients will be hospitalized for very long period of time. So in that case, when there is absence of physical activity, we don't usually suggest millets, right? So, and also apart from all this, it can help you reduce your cardiovascular symptoms, also heart diseases, and it can lower your LDL, and it is very good for cancer patients as well, as it is rich in antioxidants, right? So millets can help you in these ways. Apart from type 2 diabetes mellitus, although people can have millets, no matter if he's diabetic or if he has other symptoms. So it's healthy for everyone, right? And if I have to talk about practical tips to incorporate millets in your diet, the best way is replacing the rice with the millets, because we Indians, our staple food is rice, all of us know. So if it is possible for you to replace rice with the millets, that is one of the best choice for a family. If you take a family, you have the parents, there are kids in the family, so millets are good for each and everyone. If you can replace rice with millets, that is one of the best choice. So you can use millets in making dosas, idlis, there is kodo millet idli, and the places like Rajasthan, during winter they make millet porridges, or some kind of dessert which is very famous in India again. So you can definitely use millets in n number of cookings, like dosa, idlis, all South Indian, North Indian meals. Millets can be used. It's a big replacement for a rice, I can say. And also, when you use it for the diabetic patient, make sure how much is the portion size and what is the sugar level. So if the sugar to have millets with other vegetables, so it's not mandatory that you need to have only the millets. So if you can mix millets with some, for example, if I can say bisibele bath, which is famous in South India, Karnataka again, So this is a bath which is dipped in many of the vegetables. So try to increase the vegetables, like try to balance millets with other vegetables and other grains. You can definitely mix 2 to 3 millets along with the vegetables. Even that is one of the good choice, I can say. So millets can also be used in soups, and nowadays I can see millets are processed into noodles and many other food products as well. You can see in the market, if you go, there is ragi biscuits, ragi noodles, and many more things. Yeah, so millets can be used in all these things. So there is pasta also that is made out of finger millet. So these are the food products where millets are used again. So that's how millets are the it's still there are n number of products that is coming up in the industry about the millets when we see. So majorly finger millet is used. Apart from finger millet, the other millets are also given importance. So apart from this, millets based recipe, you can make biscuits out of it, khakra, bajra khakra, jowar popcorns, and ragi and oats bars, foxtail millet laddus. So all this can be made with the millets. So apart from this, can we include millets in when we see broader lifestyle, when the person is exercising, especially the type 2 diabetes patients or type 1, we ask them to exercise as well, not only consuming millets. Apart from this, exercise is also one of the important factor in your lifestyle. So if I have to see overall lifestyle, incorporating millets in your lifestyle is one of the best choice, I can say again. So you should definitely incorporate millets in your overall lifestyle, because as already I have discussed, it can help you in a number of ways, and it is highly nutritious, and it is high in fiber, and it can slower your glucose spikes, and it keeps full for longer period of time, especially in diabetes patients. So definitely you can use millets for overall lifestyle management in diabetes and non-diabetic people as well. So nowadays there are a lot of misconceptions about millets as well. If I have to talk about the misconception, so many of the patients do ask me, is millets only for diabetes or everyone can have it? As already I have discussed, everybody can have these millets. It's not only for diabetes patients. And the another misconception is, so all millets can have a same GI, or all millets are same in reducing your blood sugar level spikes? Definitely no. Every millet has got its own GI, own fiber content, own protein content, and phytate levels. So it depends. So you can start incorporating basically ragi is one of the best millet for diabetes patients. Slowly you can start with one millet. So see which suits you the best, and then you can continue the particular or specific millet. So if it is not suiting you well, or if the blood sugar levels still it is fluctuating, then you need to change the type of the millet that you're using. Okay, and portion size is also very, very important. And what are the do's and don'ts when we talk about regarding the millet? So what you do is incorporate millets for balanced nutrition. So again, as I already spoke about balanced nutrition, millet, incorporating a single millet will not help. So you need to add all the food groups, add some protein, add some fiber to the millet in the form of vegetables. Maybe you can also make upma, bisibele baat or upma out of millet. So add some other food groups along with the millets, which will definitely help. Combine the other nutrition as well, make a balanced diet. And what are the don'ts? Don't depend on a single millet, right? And millets are good for everyone, as already I have told you. And people with a thyroid, we usually ask thyroid patients to avoid goitrogens. Goitrogens are the foods which will which is not good for the thyroid patients, again, like cabbage, cauliflower, and which contains high level of phytates. So some millets are not good for the thyroid patients having diabetes as well. So in that case, you don't have to avoid the millet completely. You just have to cook it well, so that the goitrogen levels and the phytate levels will be reduced in that particular type of millet groups, right? And definitely, if I have to talk about another good thing about millet, is millet has got prebiotics as well. So there is a study, research paper, which says the curd, incorporating curd in the diet of diabetes patients will help in blood sugar management. So curd has, all of you know, curd has live microorganisms, that is lactobacillus, which is very good for your gut microbiota, no matter if you're diabetic or non-diabetic. For especially for a diabetic patient, this live microorganisms, that is lactobacillus, will help a lot, for nutrient absorption also, and it helps in lower your blood sugar levels also. Since the millets are good in prebiotics, that is fiber, so all these live microorganisms need good amount of fiber. That is your prebiotics. So probiotics is present in your curd. So once you combine this prebiotics and probiotics, that is fiber plus your live microorganisms, it gives a good combination for your gut microbiota to increase the gut microbiota. So some of the type 2 DM patients will have, many of the patients I have seen, they have a problem of gut dysbiosis. Matlab, jab they eat the food, there is some disturbance in the stomach. So what you will do if there is disturbance? The digestion will not happen properly. Maybe they'll face constipation problems or lose stool sometimes. Yeah, that happens. So in that case, combining this millets with some curd and your fiber and some balanced nutrition will definitely help for gut to increase the gut microbiota. Apart from this, if I have to talk about pre-diabetes, people with the pre-diabetes, अगर आप डॉक्टर के पास जा रहे हो, आपको पता नहीं है कि आपको शुगर है, so once you get your blood test done, you come to know you have a diabetes. I mean, you are in the pre-diabetic range. That time, what you need to do? Definitely, millet will help in. Millets are good for pre-diabetes people as well, because it is, as I have already talked, it is good. It is highly nutritious and it is good in fiber. In case if you know that you are pre-diabetic and you are obese or overweight, definitely millet is very good for one of the best source for weight management, and it helps in weight loss also. So once the patient is pre-diabetic, usually we ask the patient to reduce the weight, because even the research studies says that the 30% blood sugar management is possible when the patient is reducing the weight. Up to at least 30% weight loss is required compared with the overall weight. So definitely millets are very good source for the weight loss as well. When once you know that you are pre-diabetic, weight loss is the first regimen we ask the patient to do. And apart from weight loss, you definitely the balanced nutrition and the sugar checkups and keeping your blood sugar in control, hydration, everything comes into picture. So if I have to talk about the research studies where the millets are good for pre-diabetes people, there is a research study which was conducted. The finger millet based muffins was made and distributed to all the pre-diabetic. Around 50 pre-diabetic patients were given this finger millet muffins. Okay, so when they were given this for for 7 to 14 days, so it helped in reducing the blood sugar levels and blood sugar management. So yeah, this is one of the best beautiful research study that was taken place recently. So yeah, that's all for today. If you have any questions, you can ping me in the chat box. Which is the best millet for diabetics? Definitely finger millet, I would say, because most of the diabetes patients use this millet nowadays, and I have seen in most of the patients the blood sugar management is possible with this finger millet. Finger millet matlab ragi. You can use ragi in the form of mudde, ragi ball, or a ragi roti. yeah, in that way. And also incorporate vegetables along with the millet, which can help in the best way. Apart from finger millet, even the foxtail also will help, because it is lower in GI, glycemic index. Index matlab I have already explained earlier. Yeah, finger millet is one of the best source for diabetics. Apart from that, foxtail, little millet, proso also will help. It is also lower in GI compared to ragi. Yeah, most of the diabetes patients use ragi. Apart from ragi, they can use all these 3 millets as well. Substitute for wheat, millet, we can use any millet in case of substitute for wheat. Ragi is also one of the good source. Apart from ragi, little also can be used. Pros also can be used. Just make sure the consistency will not be same like a wheat, because millet, once you roast and powder it, you will not get the smooth consistency. So you can mix other grains also. The best substitute I can say the ragi, because ragi will be very smooth in texture. But apart from ragi, the other millets have little hard texture, I can say. Yeah. Tasty recipe for beginner. Yeah, they can definitely try this biscuits, ragi biscuits, or flakes, ragi flakes, just to make the taste buds tasty. They can go for biscuits or flakes. Apart from that, they can definitely at home based recipes. If I have to talk about, then definitely these khakras or the rotis will help. Is mixing millets good for gut? These days people are saying have single. So once make sure if you're mixing the millets, it should be low in GI and low in fiber. If you're mixing too much high fiber millets, like if I have to talk about high fiber millets, like ragi is also high in fiber, and kodo is also high in fiber. If once you mix too much high fiber millets, also depends on the portion size. Say for example, if you're mixing 100 gram of ragi and 100 gram of kodo and 100 gram of other millets, if you mix 3 to 4 millets, what happens? The fiber content overall will increase, and it becomes difficult for the gut to digest too much high fiber. So that could be one of the challenging thing. Otherwise, if you are going with mixing 1 or 2 millets will definitely help, which is lower in GI. And proportion, if you're taking only 30% of ragi and mixing it with other 10% of for example kodo, that will not definitely increase the fiber content. If you're mixing too much of high proportion and 2 to 3 different type of millet, it is overall the insoluble fiber in the millets will go high, and that becomes something difficult for a normal person. I mean the people with the low digestive functioning, or who doesn't have that good gut microbiota, it definitely becomes difficult for them to digest. So these days people are saying have single. Okay, so that is the thing. So always mix 1 or 2 millets in a right proportion or a less proportion. That will definitely help. Or mix millets with other protein sources or vegetable sources. Take single millet or 2 millet, or mix with the other vegetables. That will definitely help. Make something soft. If depends on the consistency also. If you're making the consistency too hard, definitely it takes longer time to digest for the people with not so good gut microbiota or the digestive system. Yeah, and including the probiotics also will definitely help. Like you can include curd and yogurt, etc., which will help in digestion. Thank you.